just outside Uralla. That's the highway just there. This here is the old New England highway. And you can see there the railway line, and that's one of the railway cottages there. When I was a kid, if you drove from, we used to travel up here from Maitland and Newcastle up to Armidale to visit my grandmother back in the day. And in those days, the highway still went through these and railway crossings, and they had actual gates that you had to physically open and close, or the gateman did, who would have lived in that cottage there. And I suppose that would have been a few times a day. There'd been, a couple of trains come through, plus goods trains as well. Like the Glen Innes Mail and the Northern Tablelands Express back in those days. Might have been other ones too. And I guess people lived in those little, if you look at it, he might have been living in that little cottage there and going to that outhouse there. That'd be a nice trip in winter. Today it's about 9 degrees and there's a cold wind blowing. I wouldn't like to be doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning on a winter's night. But anyway, you had to, come along here, stop if there were any trains coming. The guy would shut the gates and then, open them again. And it was probably, at least an hour's longer trip. And probably more when you consider the Liverpool Range and the Moonbees as well. They weren't open and double lane like they are now. How you going, Seamus? You a bit cold? I think you're all right, aren't you? You get behind the windscreen there, and you've got your coat on, and you've got your neck warmer on. Anyway, I'll stop blabbing and to keep moving. I'm pretty sure there are some pretty crazy drivers out there at the moment. I'm pretty sure the whole COVID thing is getting to people. There's only sort of 1 or 2 trains come through here anymore. They only go as far as Armidale. Well, that's abandoned. So they don't go any further north than that, and there's much talk of rail trails for bicycles and all that sort of stuff, and how much enormous amounts of money a rail trail is going to contribute to a town like Gyra, or so they say, which I find a little difficult to believe. I'm not against the idea in principle, but it usually tends to be the same kind of vehicles that money-making ventures for certain people. suburbs. Maybe you call it North Uralla. And there's the railway line again. Or falls away to the right, I should say, when you decelerate. That's normal for a safe car. Railway station's up there. Some nice old houses in Uralla. He should be in his yard. He said, I am. We shall head in the direction of Volga, at least. Must be time for a pit stop. What do you reckon, young Seamus? Pop out and have a little bit of look around. Ooh, tangled up in his coat. Couldn't get off. Yes. Look at that. Foam from the big surf. We're just outside Uralla, and the lagoon outside Uralla, and there's plenty of water in here after we've had 2 years of above average rainfall. They've got ducks and chooks on the water. Excuse me. Where's young Seamus gone? Oh, there he is, behind the tree. Anyway, it's a nice spot. Well, normally it's a nice spot. There's actually quite a cold breeze blowing here. And, you know, we're just having a quick pit stop so Seamus can have a look around and do what he needs to do. Then we'll continue on, probably towards Bergen Road, and can go from Bergen Road back across to Kentucky, Bolin, Kentucky, and then head back towards home. I think that's what the plan is. Can't, you know, get too carried away with planning, I mean.